welcome to Big Smile Reviews. This is gonna be an awesome review. Resident Evil 5 with a 360. No, there's no horror in this game. What are you talking about? This is action, co-op, action in Africa. Let's check it out.
Resident Evil 5 looks fantastic. The graphics here are just fantastic. You play as Chris, but once you finish the game, you can play as Sheva, this black lady. And Chris will be your teammate, following you around, taking your orders. And the fact that you play with these two players is good. It's good. It does help. You know, it's a nice change. And the teammates, you know, they're not too smart. That's the problem here. If you give them a really powerful gun, they'll still continue using their standard gun. You actually have to take away their standard gun to make them use the more powerful weapon. Many times it happened that I'm doing a boss fight and I already worked out where is the weak spot in that boss, but a teammate will still carry on just blankly shooting at the boss, shooting at places where the boss doesn't even get hurt. So, you know, the teammate is not that smart. But I still have to admit, the teammate did save me a few times. It's better than having that president's daughter following you around where you have to constantly save her, you know. Here the co-op is better than in Resident Evil 4, I think. Here you can tell your member to come around with you to give you defense, or you can tell your teammate to attack. So it is pretty nice. As we see right here, look at that, she's just shooting right at me. Oh, never mind, let's just get out of the way. Her bullets can't hurt me anyway. But anyway, and look, notice the levels. I mean, look, like this level. It's like a Tomb Raider level, okay? The previous levels that we saw, again, they're very, very different levels. The survival horror Resident Evil levels that we used to see are almost gone. Now, while playing this Resident Evil game, it really does seem like the developers really did borrow a lot from Gears of War, Matrix, I don't even know, all kinds of fighting games. Like this, for example, you know, they make it more realistic. When you go into your inventory screen, it's real time, so when you're switching your guns around, the enemies can still attack you. So that's more realistic, but you still can't walk and shoot. What's the deal with that? I mean, if they're gonna make some elements more realistic, they have to make it all more realistic, don't you think? Well, I think so. Because if when you can't walk and shoot, it really is a big minus here, I would say. There's a lot of times where that feature would really help you out. But if you have a look at a few levels in this game, you can still feel that Resident Evilness in here. Look at that. Those elements are still here, like this place right here. Look at that. It's quiet. It's dark. Look, you're walking through this corridor. You see these, look at that. You see these claw marks on here? Look at that. And you don't know what did this. Okay, you see this blood here. You see these animals, right? You have to really slowly sneak by them, you know. Because if you make a noise, this is what happens. They attack you. You see, there are all these Resident Evil elements still here, but they're only in a few levels. Most of the levels are just action, which is not quite there. Now it's kind of like in this middle where it can't find its ground. Check out these guys. You know, there's a few scary places here. Look at that, look at that. Check out Sheva in her costume. You see, you need a big gun for these guys. You know, these guys are pretty messed up, you know. A few action buttons here as well.
Did you see all that action? Damn, what the hell is going on in that game? The Shiva in a night costume. So many things to unlock. Once you finish this game, there's tons of stuff to unlock. From that awesome mercenaries mini games to all the awesome costumes to online gameplay. There's so much to do after you finish the main story. And the story itself is pretty cool.
So here's the mercenaries mode. And this is one of the unlockable things you can get after finishing the main story. And I have to say, I was really happy with the main story of the game. I actually enjoyed the main story in this game a lot more than in Resident Evil 4. You have Wesker here. And to me, it really does feel like the development team just said, well, we're gonna lose the survival horror stuff, but we're gonna make it up with all the unlockables that we're gonna give this game. Because this game just has tons of unlockables, like tons. So many costumes you can unlock, so many other games and levels like this mercenaries mode and stuff. It's just unbelievable how much you can unlock. I never saw so many unlockables. So this does give a lot of life to the game. Just get this guy off me, for God's sake. What does he think he's doing grabbing a girl like that? Damn it. And I think it should be possible to play as Sheva from the very beginning of the game. Because I would definitely play as her. She's a really cool character. Now the cutscenes in this game are just fantastic. They've done a really good job again with the graphics, with the way the characters move. And this is a lady right here that I don't really understand. It's like, hasn't she heard of a bra, for God's sake? Check her out, for God's sake. Damn. But overall, this is still a fun game and I did have fun with it, you know. I mean, this is definitely not something that I was not happy with. Look at that, all kinds of stuff flying around, biting you on your neck and stuff. Goodness me. And it's nice to go around with your partner, even though your partner is not the smartest person around. It still makes the adventure more exciting. Get out of the way, come on. You see, sometimes he gets in your way.
There you have it. What did you think of this game? That was my take on the game, but what's your take on the game? I want to know. Now, can this still be called Resident Evil if it's so different, if the gameplay is completely different? You tell me that, you tell me that. Do you still want the old Resident Evil back to survival horror? He does, he misses it so much. But thank you for watching, bye!
Bow before your shogun.